Welcome to BizTrendWatch.com, your edge in undiscovered companies. In today's special report, we talk with Peppermint Hippo CEO and current TRWD Director, Mr. Alan Chang.
Welcome to Peppermint Hippo.
And Las Tóxicas. We are here today to interview CEO Alan Chang.
Alan, how'd you first get into the Gentlemen's Club business?
Well, I moved here from Pennsylvania in 2004, and I was in construction sales and management. I knew I didn't want to do that the rest of my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I figured I came here for I want to be a casino host, nightclub host, or a strip club host. I didn't know which one. And I didn't know how hard it was to get into any of them either. So I answered a Craigslist ad. I got hired at Sherry's. That was a Floyd Mayweather's club now. And from there, I went from Sapphires through another Craigslist ad. And then from there, I went to Rhino.
What was your first experience running a club like?
So I started off as a host through all those clubs, Sapphires, Rhino. I became director of business development for my later years at Rhino. And my first real experience on an operational level in the club was when I bought my first club in 2018. At that time, that's called Lust. And I was running both front of the house and back of the house. So whole parts. So 2018.
How long have you been building the Peppermint Hippo?
So my very first club was in 2018. That's called Lust. Again, at that time, I had no funds for rebranding or anything. And my first Peppermint Hippo was in 2019. But in reality, I had it trademarked in 2017. I always knew I wanted to open up an adult club called Peppermint Hippo. I watched South Park, and that's where the name came from, and I just thought it was hilarious.
What sets Peppermint Hippo apart from other clubs?
Well, when I first went to Ohio and later Neenah and Little Rock and stuff like that, they never seen anything like Vegas. So what I wanted to do was just bring a little bit of Vegas to all these other markets, because I was in secondary markets at the time. So I want to give the people of, say, Toledo, Ohio, or Neenah, Wisconsin, Little Rock, something that I've never seen before. They've seen adult clubs, but not to this level. So I want to make it more of a hybrid nightclub and adult club.
How'd you go from Toledo to Las Vegas, your flagship?
Well, that was I always wanted to come back to Vegas ever since, but that was always like a dream, right? And I didn't know how it was going to happen. And since 2018, I started a very small club in Ohio. Once I was able to build it and it became profitable, I was able to duplicate it many times over until finally I got a call from Vegas to see if I wanted to do this club here. I said yes, of course. That came with its challenges, but we got it done.
What's your process for choosing and acquiring clubs?
In the beginning, it was whatever I could afford, but now it's a little bit different. I go after larger scale markets that I could get into. If the club is operational functioning, usually it's not functioning well, or non-operational, I come in, get the offer going, get the acquisition, and do a full gut remodel and change it around.
Why are you taking Peppermint Hippo public now?
The main thing I want to do with Peppermint Hippo, take it public, is I want to bring it to the mainstream. So it's been hidden in the dark for so long, but now I think it's time that an adult club goes public and brings it out to the mainstream for everyone to see.
What's the short-term goal for the public company?
So my short-term goal to raising a public company is to raise capital for expansion and to bring it to the mainstream and bring credibility to the industry.
And your long-term?
Long-term goal is I would like to have over 100 clubs in the portfolio and to really build a big empire.
How has your leadership style changed as the company has grown?
Well, in the beginning, it was pretty much me. So I was both the front-end operator and the back-end. Now, as we expanded and we start hitting into, $20, $30 million in revenue, I have both operational side. I had to bring full-time accounting process, legal, HR, everything. So I had to scale at that level also to funnel it.
You have recently rebranded clubs like Las Tóxicas in Las Vegas. Why build other brands outside of Peppermint Hippo?
Well, because there's Las Tóxicas is basically for the Latin community. So in Vegas, I knew there was a niche market that we could go after. The Latin community in Vegas is 30%, which is about 700,000 people. And that's not including all the visitors coming in. So there's a big population of the Latin entertainers also that work here, and they love to work there. So it's full on Latin. The music is Latin. So the whole premise of it is, hey, when you go there, you're going into little Cuba, a little Mexico. So it's just totally different from any of the other clubs we have here.
Are you planning to turn the public company into a conglomerate of brands?
Yes, I do. So, not just including the Hippo, but also other brand Toxicas as we're expanding both them. I have also been in talks with other ownerships that want an exit strategy out and potential mergers and or acquisitions. So that's how we're going to expand the Hippo Corporation or the brand past over 100 clubs.
How will you decide which brands for clubs to fold into the public company?
So how I would bring on the other brands to the company, fold into the company, is if they could pass the audit financials. So if they're able to pass all the financials, that's awesome. It could be folded in, and then we do have an alternative source that we're thinking about too that could help unaudited financials be able to get approved for a later date to be rolls off through the company.
Looking back, would you have done anything differently?
Looking back, I made some mistakes as I scaled. I scaled very, very fast. I went from one club doing $1 million in 2018 to 10 clubs doing $32 million in less than 10 years. So I scaled very fast, and that came with all its problems also. But I'm glad I went through those issues because that's when I had to bring in accounting, legal, and everything that I didn't know about in the beginning. So I'm glad I went through it now than going through it later. So it's all a learning experience.
What would you tell a young entrepreneur looking to do what you have done?
I would say learn the business fully inside and out. Learn as much as you can, and don't let ego or pride get in the way.
What kind of legacy do you want Peppermint Hippo to leave?
I answered this before, but it's basically just, I just want to bring fun back to the industry. I want somewhere to go where a lot of my initial investors actually were co-workers together. I had some entertainers too that were involved in the beginning that put capital in. So I think it's good because there's no exit for any of the workers to get out of this industry typically. So I thought it was great for them to be able to invest into the business.
From luxury on the strip to several locations nationwide, the Hippo Nation is changing everything you thought you knew about the adult entertainment. Keep your eyes on the Hippo and TRWD.
Thank you for watching this BizTrendWatch special report. Stay tuned for more information about undiscovered companies.